Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the 7 seals. Welcome. Brothers and sisters, you're standing at the edge of a cliff right now, at the edge of hell, and some of you are going to fall into it. The Holocaust. We're telling you about the Holocaust, but if you understand anything we've been talking about the Holocaust, know for surety that days ahead be far worse. Far worse. This year coming up for 1 year be far worse than the Holocaust. It'd be the Holocaust times 500. How bad it's going to be. It'll compress 500 years into 1 year. That's the judgment. The judgment started in 2020. The first judgment, the plague. God said he would judge that nation. The Abrahamic covenant says, your seed will be in a land not theirs, enslaved and persecuted, afflicted for 40 years, 1619, CRTs, 1619 project, okay, they call it what they want to call it. 1619 or 2019 marks 40 years. 2020 came in with a plague right on time, the beginning of the judgment. The first plague, you got 9 more coming. The 9 that's coming, that's Armageddon. Right on time. Now, they know, so-called elite, they know they're in the judgment. They don't want you to know. And we're going to pull some more colors, unveil a few more things today that's right before your eyes. But I'm doing it this way because I want you to show how blind you are. Because we're going to save a lot of you. We're going to save at least 144,000, but there's 17 million. And many of you are going through the tribulation, right? That's that Holocaust on steroids. Holocaust on steroids. That's a tribulation. That's why it says unprecedented. If it's unprecedented, that means worse than the 500 years we went through. If it's unprecedented, it means it's worse than the 500 years we went through. Because it's all compressed into 1 year. All compressed into 1 year. And you can hear the hounds of hell approaching. You hear hooves banging the ground. You hear them howling. Yet, it's like, you're deaf. You hear nothing. You see nothing. You can see them coming to the horizon. Galloping, pounding, boom, boom. Okay? Howling. You hear nothing, you see nothing, you feel nothing. There's no something coming, brothers and sisters. The day of the Lord. The day of the Lord. It's a terrible day. So we're going to talk about that a little more, and I'll add some things to it. Like I said, a lot of things I have to be very careful about saying, because I'm saying to them also. But some things I can say more clearly as we get closer and closer, because in a few more days I won't say anything, because we're upon you. You're going to be in the jaws of the dogs, the wolves howling. Some of you. The day of the Lord. The book of Revelation is called the angel tells you when the day of the Lord will be. What it will look like. But you don't understand the angel because you're not paying attention, because that's their purpose. You have people like Farrakhan, he's the the head demon, the chief demon, he's working with them to pull us off their plan. And I'm going to reveal more of their plan. It's going to be shocking to some of you. It says their skirt will be pulled up above their head and necklace will be shown. Because all their plans are going to be exposed. What they plan for you. Who's going to expose it? Farrakhan? He's Johnny come lately. Now he's trying to talk about things now and try to cover his ass because everything I've been saying is coming closer and closer. He can't deny it. So he can still take and put dirt on it. Try to turn it into mud. See, we get pure water. He's throwing dirt on it. Like reciting Abraham a covenant, but only recite the first part. How can they do that? You got a contract, but you only talk about the first part of it. Why not talk about the other part? Why is he so interested in keeping you here? Why is Farrakhan so interested in keeping you here? And then he says, well, yeah, they are evil, but a few exceptions. That means they're not all evil then. A few exceptions. So they ain't all devils, but they ain't devils no more according to him, right? Why is he saying things that are totally against his life? I mean, it's more open now than ever before. Because we showed a presentation, a video of Elijah Muhammad talking, and he makes it clear. He says it for America, but he makes it clear. That says the purpose of God is to destroy this whole country, burn it up, ignite atoms in the atmosphere to burn up the whole place, and it's going to burn for 390 years. Then how in the hell, if Farrakhan tell you you're not going anywhere? Well, he's not lying about that because he's not going anywhere. He's going to burn up with him. But why is he pushing that? Why does he keep pushing that? Why is he pushing NASA's program? Because that's the program he's pushing. Go look at on his site. If you got that still cold program, that's my situation, but I never go in and look at it so I pronounce that properly. Cold pro, whatever they call it. Is it a government's plan, right, to take over the NOI, which they have. He's a puppet. They've taken over. They gave everything. If you go and look at that list, everything that they said they wanted, he gave them. He's a son of perdition, but if you read the son of perdition carefully, he's not in control. There's this horn that he's the mouth of. See, he's the mouth. Someone else pulling the string. He got all these old silly philosophy. He's not even smart enough to even come to the stupid philosophies he give you. Somebody gives him those philosophies. They're designed psychologically. That's just like this Scientology thing. To get your mind distracted, confused. Those things are designed. They design those things. Masses, FBI or whoever's handler is, because that's the government's handler, they design these things just to keep you confused. They say, tell them this way, tell them that way. So it looks like, that's what falsehood is. Falsehood is not outright lie, because that might be exposed, right? It's a beautiful cake with cyanide in it. See, it's shit dipped in honey. That's what falsehood is. Shit dipped in honey. That's what Farrakhan is. Farrakhan is shit dipped in honey. He's all shit, but he's dipped in the honey of Elijah Muhammad. You understand? He's all shit, but he's dipped in the honey of Elijah Muhammad. Because all you gotta do is go and look at what Elijah Muhammad said, look what he says, and you know he's the shit, Elijah Muhammad's the honey. Because he stinks. He stinks up the place. But he's cutting himself in honey. But he's shit through and through. His father's a devil. What do you think a demon is? A demon's a devil dipped in honey. Skin folk, what color's honey? That's our color. See? But they're devil underneath. There's shit underneath. Shit dipped in honey. And so you're so attracted with the honey, and you realize you're taking the shit with it. It's like these rap bars and everything. You say, sister, man, you better call me no B.I. Don't call me a biatch. Not call me no B.I. You know what I'm saying, right? Call me no biatch. And then the guy to come out of a song. Hey man, the biatch, be up here. And man, she jumping. Ooh. I thought you wanted to call you biatch. Oh man, I'm with that. I'm down with the beat, man. You see what I'm saying? All you gotta do is dip in the honey. It's okay. Same thing I did with chitlins. They couldn't give you, nobody would buy chitlins. And devils wouldn't even buy it dipped in honey. Because they know what it is. So they dipped in honey. Call it chitlins, and now you really can't sell out fast enough. And he's still falling for it. Like the man said, if people buy shit, why not sell it? And they sell you shit 24/7. They sell you shit, they give you shit, sit down in a relationship, right? You produce the gold, right? And you give it to them, and they give me shit. The same process was in the fields. You was working my butt off, turning their shit into gold, right? And they was turning gold into shit, giving back to you. That's in my relationship. See? You was getting shit part of the deal. But you was producing the gold. They produced the shit. And you got the shit part of it. And it's still going on now. That's how they got our black children. We come up as Muslims. That's how they got them eating pork. There was averse to black folks actually naturally averse to eating pork anyway. You don't have to tell us not eat because it's averse to eating it. And the way they did it was they took y'all so-called Southerners, right? You know what soft pork is? I'm not sure what they call it, salt pork or soft pork. I believe they call it salt pork. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. That white, and they dipped in honey, dipped in molasses. And then they put on a stick. They still sell the candy bars now. I think they still sell, you just call it Sugar Daddy. That's where it came from. A lot of things you understand with chips, cow chips, they fed you cow chips. That's what stuff comes from. You don't know the origin of this stuff. And so you'd be down with it. So they dipped it in honey. And the child sucked on the molasses, rather. And that's how they got them used to eating salt pork. That's one of the main tricks they use. And that's what demons all about. The devils dipped in honey. So they walk around, look man, look how Magic's doing, man. Look how Oprah's doing, man. Look how Denzel's doing, man. And so you attracted the honey. And it's just shit coated with honey. Because that's what's underneath. But they coat honey, attract you. To keep you here. See, so I'm gonna go. So I'm like I said, I want to go into this. I got a lot of things to do, but since I'm a very busy lady, so getting information ready for you, getting prepared because we're in it now. So you understand when war starts, it doesn't start people fighting, shooting. Just like a fight. How many fights you ever seen start just two people start jumping, fighting each other? They start arguing, fussing, pushing, and then bam, then the blows come. The fight already started once they start arguing. It's just who make the first move. And same thing. Wars always start that we don't start with. Remember the so-called Gulf War? How they prepared you for that? It went a whole year preparing you. Saddam Hussein doing this, he burned up children, which it was all a lie. And then they tell you about all the children dying in they killed 500,000 children in Iraq. And when they asked Madeline Goldbright, whatever her name was about it, right? She said, yeah, it was worth it. It was worth killing them kids. She said, go Google it. She said, all right, yeah, no sweat. See, because you understand how they think about you. And you're going to understand that in a minute, hopefully. If you have any idea they plan, I keep telling you they got plans for you. I ain't going into all the detail. Because first of all, I told you years ago, no, I'm telling you now because it has a more dramatic effect. Because we're there. We're there. See? The sun's coming over the horizon. All night long it's dark. And now the sun's coming over the horizon. It's the sun. So I might tell all night long, oh man, the sun never come up. And you was believing it. And now you see the light. Peeping over the horizon. So all night long to deceive you and bullshit you, and some of you believed it. So for 40-some years, to deceive you and bullshit you, America's nothing happening here, and they ain't gonna invade America, and we're gonna bring brothers in the line, and all this. It's so beautiful idea. He's going to save Nineveh. See, that's why I get rid of archives. He painted a rosy colored venue, right? How things going to be, this false vision, how we're going to eventually rise in America and take over America. It's going to be great, and happy and joy and peace in all the world, and we're going to, right, with blacks going to live together. He said it right there in Donahue. He said it right there. You can go out there and Google it. It's right there on YouTube. He said it. That's a glossy picture he's painting for everybody. And now he's trying to get rid of all that shit because it was all a lie to begin with, and now his vision is actually turning into shit right before your eyes. So now he's trying to jump on board with this vision and try to take some of his vision. What he's trying to do is cover up his shit with his vision. See? Because his vision is accurate, saying exactly what's happening, but he's trying to, he's still trying to have his vision, but cover up with this. So now America's going down and all that kind of stuff, right? But still, we ain't going nowhere, and you still got all that stuff still in it. You didn't change that. And now he's putting honey on it. See? Because this message has been clear on one point for 30 years. See? Because this message tells you exactly what's happening before it happened in detail. So now he sees things happening, so now he's, just like COVID, right? He didn't see any of that coming. None of it. And then 7 months later in July, he knows all about it. Now he's going to put some honey on it, like he knew about it all the time. You better get understand that concept, brothers and sisters. They've been doing it to us. Finally, putting honey on shit. And we're accepting it because we see the honey. They did to the music. Look what they did with so-called hip-hop. Hip-hop first came out. It was like informative, right? Liberating. Look at it now. See, the music's there, so it got you going to the beat. But look at the lyrics. Listen to the lyrics of it. The lyrics, that's the shit. The music is the honey. So you got you calling yourself biatch and everything else, nigga and all everything else, right? But you bump into it. Hey, man. See? Put yourself down and everything else. So let's just move into this verse. Just hold on, let me see here. Let me check something here right quick. I have to really nurse my voice because it's almost gone. We're talking about dear Lord, so I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, brothers and sisters. I'm going to make a couple of points here. It's also called Lord's Day, and it describes what it's going to be like. It's Lord's Day. Now, we're talking about Revelations here. Now, I told this other day, so you can go into this and look at more detail and see, but I'm not going to go into that detail. I'm going to go into detail, but not go to, the whole thing like I did before. I'm just going to hit a couple of points here. So this is the 10th verse of the first chapter. I came to be in the spirit, this is transliteral. That means it's going to sound kind of awkward, but it's the best because they didn't go and try, like King James Version, put their interpretation, try to understand what it means, because that would be incorrect anyway. Because they tell you no one but the Lamb could break the seals. So if they gave their interpretation the way it means, that means it had to be a lie unless they broke the seals. Because they couldn't give you accurate interpretation unless they broke the seals. And they can claim that, so you get King James Version, that's what it's called interpretive. Right? That means, right, they take and look at a verse and say, okay, I think this is what it means, and that's how I translate it. But transliteral, they don't do that. They don't try to explain the meaning, anything. They just go in there and see a word and they translate the word. So it sounds kind of awkward because it goes one language to another, right? There's some things seem going to be awkward, right? So I came to be in spirit and pertain to the Lord Day. See, dear Lord, I heard behind me a voice, great trumpet. So this is the The first chapter of Revelation is called Angel. Right? That's 10th verse. And if you understand Angel Key, right, it shows what it looks like. Because when you look at the structure of its churches, right, that's the structure you have right there. And that structure means, right, that America is at war. False Israel surrounded, Jerusalem's tribal armies. America, Gog and Magog, which is America and Britain, been kicked out of the Middle East. And the Shia, which is Syria and Iran, has been victorious. That's what's coming up. That's what's going to trigger the war in Europe and the war in Asia. Right? That's what I'm telling you. I said, you got 3 hotspots in the world. I've been talking about these for years. See, you got a hotspot in Asia with China. That's a big one. Third most powerful nuclear power. Second most powerful military in the world. Russia, second most powerful nuclear arsenal, right? Nuclear power. But third, as far as military, right? Because China has a larger military and bigger navy and everything that Russia has. Then you got America, the first, right? First, most premier nuclear. Well, actually, I said it backwards. Russia is the premier nuclear power because they have more nuclear weapons than anybody. So they're first, America second as far as nuclear power. China's third. When it comes to military, right? They claim America's first. Then comes China, comes Russia. But there's some question about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. See? Because they got these 3 hotspots. Well, I talk about 2. And then you got Iran, which is fast becoming a nuclear power, which they said they would not let happen. Right? That's the Middle East. So you got Asia, you got the Middle East, you got Europe. So you have spots that America is dealing with, and they claim, right, they're ready to go to war all 3 places. They say, if China takes Taiwan, because Taiwan belongs to China, we're going to defend it, right? We're going to defend Ukraine. We're going to defend false Israel, right? And all the Arab countries from Iran. You want to do all that. And you just got your ass kicked a little Afghanistan, and they number sheep farmers. Number sheep farmers over there. They don't make guns. They don't have an industry. And yet you stay in for 20 years and they kick your ass. Sheep farmers. They couldn't even fight all year round because they had to stop to go tend their sheep. And they whip your ass, kick you, ran you out of there. You didn't walk out the way you ran out. Just like you ran out of Vietnam. Those were rice farmers. And they kick your ass out of there. You know, you say, God will bless those who bless Israel and curse those who curse Israel. Well, I think you got it backwards. Because we true see Abraham, we true Israel. And you claim false Israel over there, but you've been cursed ever since 1948. You ain't won a battle since 1948. The gym kicking the Arabs around in your ass over there, but you didn't win a battle in 1948. Who's being cursed? Who's being blessed? Since you put false Israel up there, you haven't won a battle at all. You guys ass kicked in Korea, that's North Korea. You had to file for a stalemate there. You ran up against China, you went against North Korea, and when Chinese came across the border, they stump your ass and they stop you right. That's why you have the division between North and South Korea. Because knock off a sue for peace. Because they're about to get his ass kicked. Oh no, that's not what we sue for peace. Because when they didn't sue for peace, they was going to take the whole damn island. The whole damn country. So you got your ass kicked here, and then you went right back, turn around, and got your ass wiped in Vietnam. How many years were you there? And there was rice farmers. And they kicked your ass. They didn't make guns and stuff over there either. They didn't have no tanks and planes. Neither did the North Koreans. They stomp your ass. And then you go to Afghanistan. And those are sheep herders. They stomp your ass. ran your ass out of there. Every one of those cases ran your ass out of there. And every time you rub against Chinese, you got your ass kicked. You don't deal with those people. But you're going to stop China taking Taiwan, and you're going to stop Russia from taking its territories back that you tricked them out of, and you're going to stop Iran from making a nuclear weapon. It's their business what they want to make. You got false they got nuclear weapons. Come on, nuclear weapon to stabilize. It will destabilize the Middle East. It stabilized false Israel's building of all the nations over there. But you're going to do all of that. And Farrakhan is preparing his stupid ass, dumb ass people to help you with that nonsense because they're going to get you wiped out. He's going to get them wiped out. He's getting them sisters over there. For what? Because get that sad dumb ass so they can get me, because that's what happened. You have full call up. Just throw them to the river. You understand what that means, brothers and sisters? We're going to talk about that. Because they got plans for you. And demons have taken control of Elijah Muhammad's army. You have demons control all over the place. Honey all over the place. Honey covering all this shit. And our people just living up on the honey. Don't realize pretty soon they're going to start tasting that shit. And they ain't going to like it. They're not going to like it. They suck up on that honey. Pretty soon they're going to taste the shit. So you keep sucking on, oh man, this honey is good. Until you pair the honey to the shit. And then maybe it's too damn late then. So here's the situation. This is what it look like. And this is what's about to happen. See? Because at this time, when false Israel surround the armies, that's when the resurrection takes place. It tells that. It's about flee. We're going to talk about that too. Resurrection, original nation comes together, and the demons they all come together. Right? Streets surround the armies as desolation, palm of desolation. Right? All these things. That's what it look like. That's what's about to happen. Because Iran and Iran is getting ready to go to war. They say, Alex, I'm not going to take a lot of time with this, bro. It's not that time thing. But I got so many things on the back burner. I'm trying to get out, right, as much as I can. I'm like going overtime. Everybody tell me I need rest. And I can't. Every time I take a rest, I say, oh man, I got to talk about this. I got this, because I'm by myself. There's two prophets out there. They got their mission. They got their scripture. And my hands are off on them. Right? Once they get their mission, right? You don't see nobody sitting around. Gabriel stood around see what Prophet Muhammad was going to do. Right? That woman that raised up Easter, she sit around, right? And that's why men stick around see what Elijah was going to do once they got their mission. It's up to them whether they fulfill it or not. They get some training. And it's up to them. But they got a lot of benefits because they never had anything like this before. You got the God on the scene, you got the high priest on the scene, Suleiman. See, when I say Suleiman, but Suleiman, it just means son of man. That's where the word comes from. Suleiman, son of man. Latin for son, soul. Man, son of man. That's where the word comes from. See? That's what they call him, Suleiman. So he'd be a son, he'd be the father of David. Suleiman was the son of David. I'm not going into that kind of detail, brothers and sisters. But anyway, that's what's going on, see? So they've been giving it, it depends how you look at it. That's a glorious thing. You're given that mission, if you can handle it. Because what that means? That means the scientists 16,000 years ago saw you. They saw you just as well as I see you right now. And so everything that we're doing right now, they saw it better than we see it right now. They saw it from every perspective. That's why they could write the scripture, say exactly what's happening, because they could see it, actually see it. So they saw those two people. They prepared scripture for them. And what they do with it, that's up to them. So, hands off. Don't interfere with what I'm doing. Interfere with what I'm doing. Prophets have been slain. Because they don't take care of business, that's up to them. But no prophet ever been slain that took care of business. It's up to them. They give them their, you got, this is awesome. You got the God on the scene. You got Suleiman on the scene. You got Elijah that preceded him. You got two prophets. Then you got the angels, the witnesses. Damn. No, nothing like this. You send one person in. Okay. Elijah had the witnesses. Whether he recognized them or not, he had the witnesses. Stupid ass, Elijah and Farrakhan's the witnesses. That's so much bullshit. And Farrakhan, he comes up. He was anointed by Allah. No, he wasn't. You better read that again. He was picked by Elijah. He was not wanted by Farad. Farad actually told Elijah, you don't need him. And he got angry at Elijah for even mentioning him. Because he knew what he was dealing with, but Elijah assisted. He's cursed. Anyway, that's what the time is. That's where it is right now. So you got all that coming down. And the reason I'm saying all this, because we need business. We ain't just saying one prophet after your ass. We saying a God. We saying Son of Man. We saying angels, prophets after your ass. That should tell you something. A time of unprecedented trouble. So it's saying all these after you. And the angels getting ready to kick your ass. You see it? It says Michael's angels. How clear can it be? Michael and his angels. They're about to kick your ass. Let's go kick it off, start off. Superman's already kicking your ass in the atmosphere. He's got your hook in your jaw. Drawing you into your destruction and you can't help it. It's like a horse, right? He's running, and you see him run, you see he's running off, there's a cliff over there. He's running, heart pounding, and the ride is pushing him. The horse, he can't stop because the ride is pushing him. And he runs right off that cliff. Even if he can see it, right? Got a hook in his jaw. And I got a hook in your jaw. And you run towards war, you run straight nuclear war. What does that mean? Nuclear war means there's no destruction. There's no ifs, ands about it. If there's nuclear war, that's your destruction. Yeah, you're talking about like it's a garden party. Why? Because we got you thinking that way. Because you never even thought to think that way a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years. You never thought to think that way. You ain't no talk of nuclear war. None whatsoever. It's for a boating. That's something top you didn't talk. And now I talk about like it's nothing. Hey, yeah, we wouldn't. Why? Because I got a hook in your jaw. See? Riding your ass to destruction. Because you don't understand, whooping your ass in the thought atmosphere. And that's from Muhammad, whooping your ass in the atmosphere. See? Whooping in every sphere you're in. There's Hades, you're going to whoop your ass. Right? On the oceans. And on land. Because we ain't playing. That's dead alert. And this starts right here. Because that's why we say a structure. If you understand angel, that's the dead alert. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's going to be back in a couple more days. when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, that's going to be destruction, because that means, well, prior to that, you're going to see war break out. Michael's angels is going to take out Dragon's angels. That's the destruction you're going to see right there. Then that's when you're going to see Jerusalem surrounded by armies. That's the day of the Lord. You're the day of the Lord then. Because when that war breaks out, that's the beginning of the day of the Lord. And the day of the Lord is a 1 year period. 1 year period. And we're on it. On the verge of it right now. See? See? That's Armageddon. European war. Europeans taking out each other. I'm not going to explain all this, brothers and sisters. Like I said, I'm just going to specific points I'm going to make here. Anyway, these are things that happen. 4 winds blow, resurrection, all that. That's part of the day of the Lord. Tribulation. The demons cast out, so forth. All that. What happened in the day of the Lord. See? Now, here we go. Let's talk about this a little bit. The great day of the Lord is near and coming very quickly. Well, I'm telling you now, because that's what it's taught. It meant to be revealed right now, because that's what it is. Because if it was revealed 4,000 years ago, how can you say it's coming quickly? If it was 2,000 years ago, how you can say it's coming quickly? Because it's revealed now, because that's revealed. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times they tell you, brothers and sisters, because some things was meant to reveal at a certain time, and the day of the Lord is near and coming very quickly. Listen, the day of the Lord, in it, the warriors cry out bitterly. That means they're so-called SEALs, and they're Rangers, and they're Green Berets, Special Forces. They be crying bitterly. Couldn't get their ass torn to pieces. Because you think they're glory, oh man, they're doing this. They go over the Middle East and want to knock out the whole country, right? And then they got a female, she go over there and she knocks out 200 jihadis. she only weigh 60 pounds, right? And you do that shit. They ain't gonna believe it. It says they'll be in the alleyways, right? Covering their groins like a woman having a baby. A woman in labor. Scared to death. Men's hearts failing for fear of those things coming upon the earth. Earth represents European countries, because the powers of heaven I just showed you, that's Middle East, but broken. Who has power in the Middle East right now? America, Britain, as far as Israel, is broken. And just because of that war, their hearts will be failing for fear of what's coming upon the earth, what's about to come. So their hearts failing about in anticipation of what's about to come. What will they be doing once it gets here? Every heart is failing in this anticipation. What will it be like when it gets here? Because it says things might be coming. It says men's hearts will be failing for fear of those things coming upon them. He knows they're coming. Why? How do you know they're coming? How do you know? See? For days, they're coming upon the earth. Because the powers of heaven be shaken. Because once they lose that water, it's like dominoes. Beginning and end. Actually, beginning and started in 2020. Right? So let's work through this. That day is a day of anger, day of trouble, and distress. A day of destruction and desolation. Abomination, desolation. Day of darkness and gloom. Day of clouds and thick darkness. That's enough for Europe. The earth. See, I'm going to make a real powerful point on this in a minute. But you might not, you ain't going to like it. Some of you, it's going to be very horrific when I make it. The day of trumpet and battle cry against the fortified cities and the high corner towers. That's America, the great fortified cities. They've been touched, because war never came to America except in 1812. War never came here. And so these people been casting gore, kicking everybody's ass over the planet. Right? Running around sowing mass destruction, genocide, murder, death, all over the planet, and now all of a sudden it comes here. In spades. All at once. See, before it was just video games, stuff you saw on TV. And it comes here all at once, all together. You see? We're only days away from these bones. It's just master of mind is about to pull the trigger. He's going to ignite it, and that's it. We bring distress on mankind, kind of a man. So you think that's just, no, mankind doesn't include us. We're not mankind. We're not kind of a man. So that they will walk, will walk like those who are blind. Stumbling around. Because we're being division. So they're confused. Because they was powerful for the last 40 years. Because they misunderstood. See, Dr. Yakub gave them luck. He didn't give them wisdom, but they misinterpret luck, right, for wisdom. Like someone goes to Las Vegas, right, casino, ain't lucky, man. He went all over the place. They start thinking, man, I got look at this. I got a powerful system here. So he thinks it's a system. So he made some more crazy system, and he got it with luck and it worked. So he thinks it's a system that's doing it. He don't realize it's luck. And all of a sudden, his luck wears out, and the system just don't work no more. He keeps going, says, damn, it worked before, how come it working now? He's just stressed, lose everything. That's America. See, all these battles, and they got all these strategies, all that kind of stuff that was doing all over the world, doing all this stuff that people conquested over us, taking the people country, battle, defeating everybody and everything else. All of a sudden, all that shit don't work no more. They come out with their best strategies, best plans, it just don't work. Keep being defeated. Oh man, that maneuver, that's a powerful maneuver there, man. How can you lose that one? And lose. You really see signs that in Vietnam, they went there, you know, they had powerful maneuvers and powerful generals and everything. They were still the Westmoreland and all these people. They're still. But they're going to be like spades this time. Because they their best plans, they're around their best generals and everything else, computers and all this kind of stuff. Man, I know it's got to work. Because right now, that's what they think. They got the world by the balls, see? They think they got the world by the ass. That's what they think right now. They've got all these plans. They think, man, ain't no way we can lose this. Because we got this to convince you. And none of it's going to work. None of it's going to work. Because it was luck that was given. And now luck has run out. The luck is over. It's run out. It ran out in 2020. See, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood will be poured out like dust, and their flesh like dung. Oh man, their blood will be poured out like dust. That's what's going to happen here in America, and then sting into Europe. See, and all America's, all the Queen, and all her satellites, right, colonies, Canada. And Australia and New Zealand and all of them, they're going to be here. Their country's going to be wiped out, but their military's going to be here. They're going to be the last thing here in America. The whole, not just North America, the whole hemisphere, South America too. So the whole place will be burned up. A lot of them just said America, but the whole continent is going to be burned. This whole continent is going to be on fire, right? Blood will pour out like dust, and the flesh like dung, like shit. Man, that's the day of the Lord. That's what it looks like, that 1 year period. Yeah. I mean, I can go and show you more detailed stuff because I'm going to show you this one. This is out of Ezekiel. But you get Jeremiah and Isaiah, but ooh, they get deep, right? Neither the silver nor the gold will be able to save them on the day of Lord's anger. The Lord's anger. See, now she's been angry. Now he says, the wrath has come. So why are you angry? Yeah, because somebody did something to you. Did something to his people. What Lord are they talking about? In the 6 seals, 2 of them. The Lamb and the God. The silver nor gold, because I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Because they don't have any food. See? It says, because gold and silver will not be able to fill their stomachs. So they're going to throw it in the streets. They'll throw the gold and silver, open all, go throw all that stuff in the street, because it'll be no good. Because what good is it if they can't have any food? They have any food. We'll talk about that in a minute. See? Neither the silver nor the gold will be able to save them in the day of the Lord's anger. That's also insinuation about the demons and so forth. I'm not going into that. And all the earth will be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. When he's talking about earth, talking about European countries, it's not the whole this is the planet. Be devoured by his jealousy. For he will make a complete end, indeed a horrifying one. No matter Holocaust, a horrifying one. Of all the heavens, a horrifying one. It will be horrifying. Horrifying. See? But that year is also the year of tribulation. It's the year of tribulation. So we talk about that, brothers and sisters. See? So we keep listening to Farrakhan and Size and all those people. Keep listening to them. See? So, according to him, he said it's going to never happen. According to him. So what are they talking about here? When is it supposed to happen? I told you it's supposed to happen. They ain't talking about it like they are. They want to save Nineveh and all that kind of stuff, right? I will completely remove all things from the face of the earth, declares the Lord. Move all things from the face of the earth. Going to take everybody with me. So he's also going to take. We're going to take us out of here, right? We're also going to take them into captivity. It's not going to be anybody living here. See? I'm going to get to my main point in a minute. Here we go. I think I'm bringing it right here. I will remove human and animal life. Human and animal life. I will remove the birds of the sky and fish of the sea and the winds along with the wicked. I will eliminate mankind from the face of the earth, declares the Lord. See? When the flood? So we're talking about everybody. This is talking about everybody. So that means the flood only got rid of the people that wasn't in the ark. So sure, he's not getting rid of everybody. He's getting rid of the devils. But I'm going to take this one up. I'm going to put my point in. You read between the lines here, there's not going to be any fear here. No fear here at all. And these devils know that. They already know they're in judgment. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They know they're in judgment. Remember, Pharaoh, he knew he was in judgment. He's just hardened. But they know they're in judgment. Especially so-called false Israel, because they live off of this. They claim Exodus is their history, which is not. And one holidays right now is a Passover. That's just happened to us. COVID passed over us. That was the whole thing about. It would get the elderly, which is the firstborn which is elderly, they would pass over us. And what you did, it didn't take out, but they said, oh, well, kill black folks like flies. Then they stopped doing it after a while, especially after I started exposing them on that one, because they found out the World Health Organization found out that it wasn't affecting Africa, wasn't affecting Haiti. Any place more black folks make, so why wasn't affecting them? But false Israel was tearing them apart. It still is. It's still raging in a lot of parts of Europe and everything. But they don't want to talk about it anymore because they don't want to give credence to what I'm talking about, because COVID is still out there. Just like HIV is still out there too. And it's still an epidemic. Right? There's no epidemic for black folks, so we don't talk about it anymore. So there's no food here. Okay? No food. So I want you to just focus on that for a minute. On this one, I remove human and animal life. I remove birds of the sea, fish of the sea, and the fish of the sea. That could be the fish in the lakes and how you do that? What are you talking about here? See? Just hold on for a second, bro. Says I'm going to think about it for a minute. I'm going to check something, and I'm going to get to my main point. Brothers and sisters, have we thought that over, kick that around for a minute? Because now we get to the main point here. It's not being food. We may see a place where it says, it'd be so bad, they eat their children, right? So it'd be so bad that a woman, the dainty woman, that word they use, right? So proper everything else, right? Says 65 pounds, right? So property says she will give birth in silence, away from her husband and everybody else, in silence, because they don't know she's giving birth. So she can eat the child that she give birth to. How she's not going to cook it, because she don't want to share with them. That's what I'm saying. So how she's not going to cook it if they're there? Eat it raw. Now, if that's not desperation, what is it? Now, knowing these Europeans, I mean, someone will eat their pet for eat their children for their pet. But I don't think in this situation, I don't think it's a cat. I think the pet's gone. The point I want to make here, brothers and sisters, is if you're here, at that time they know that the reason, because at that time Pharaoh knew that the reason all this was happening to him because of us. Right? Consequence, the judgment. See, the abomination of desolation is taking place. They know this is because of us. And you're here. And she's so desperate to do that. And there's no food, because there's no food, that's why he's doing that. Okay? What do you think will be on the menu? What do you think will be on the menu? They rather eat you or eat the children? Or you think, oh, he's just bullshitting, he's just talking out of his behind. You think so? You better be Adam and Eve again. Right? See, it's all before your face. But I said, some things I can't say exactly as it is, but it's right there. You got to try to consume it. They went and ate of the tree. That's us that talking about. We understand the angel key. Because you're going to be their meal. As Muhammad says in so many ways, because he says they're going to use you as hostage when God comes after them. You're going to be their meal. If they eat their children, then they eat you. That's why I want to let you go. Because you're going to be a meal in time of trouble, in time of present trouble. So they could have some meat, because this is going to be their last stand here, and you're going to be on the menu. That's why Master Muhammad has to snatch us out of here. Says they will go hungry, they will be starving, eating on children. Now I asked my wife, as other people ask us, is it possible for a woman to give birth in silence, and not in the hospital, at home, when nobody's around? As far as I'm getting, it's like, man, I don't say that's possible. Well, that's what the Bible says will happen. That means we're desperate. There's no food. It just told you, there's going to be no food. I mean, all the birds, the fish, everything. There's not going to be any food. That's what, read between lines there. You're going to be the food. You're going to be the food if you're still here. That's the tribulation. Because you got to read all this stuff, brothers and sisters. Like I said, that's spelled out for you? I already know a scenario. It says, I already told you before that that's what it meant, that they was consumed. You take out, because this would consume somebody and tell you exactly, because it's right there. Something I couldn't tell you until now anyway. You're going to be the food that they need to eat while they're trying to fight their last battle. Because remember, if there's no food, brothers and sisters, how are they fighting? There's going to be a demon war. During a demon war, there's going to be no food. So how do you fight them if there's 5 months without food? Part of the demon war is because that's a demon fighting back. Because they're trying to turn the demon into food. That's part of the reason, because we don't want them. We gotta use the terms like the swine, the swine was over there, the swine daddies. But it says, do not eat of the tree, so because anyway. See, I said consume. I ain't gonna tell you specific details. It says right there. Do the math. If you got at least 5, remember this is gonna take place a whole year. But if there's no food, how are they going to survive the whole year? How are they going to survive the whole year? It tells you there's no food there. I remove the human. See? We're gone. Those humans going to be removed. We're gone. But you got a year of tribulation. And there's no food. So where they get the food from? They say they're eating their children. So where are you getting the food from? You. You're going to be the food. See? If you go to tribulation, because matter of fact, I'm just going to pull 24,000 out of here. There's the man's book of life. You're going to pull them out of here. You'll snatch them out of here. If we ain't running, we're going to snatch him out of here. Because that time, remember, he says it's a time of just before unprecedented trouble. We can leave out here at a time of unprecedented trouble. That means they're going to be starving the time we leave out of here. That means they're going to be wanting something to eat. Who are they going to be eating? Who are they going to be eating? They're going to gather you up like cattle. Put the concentration camps. They did the Japanese, and they were American citizens, and they sure hate you more than hate them. And when they went to war, that was an economic war, basically World War II. And they ground them up and put them in concentration camps. And what they think they'll do to you, and round you up, put you in concentration camps too. Those of you that can't send to war, help them fight a losing war over in Europe. Round you up. And you're going to be their food source. The ones they can catch. Because those Elijah's army that was deceived by lion fire con, they're going through tribulation. It says they don't have to fight through all of that. Famine, war, all that. Keep them being eaten. Why I say flee? See, I ain't want to scare your brothers and sisters. Why I say flee? They're not coming just to kill you, they're coming to eat you. Because they already got food shortages right now. I tried to build you up for this. I tried to build you up for this, brothers and sisters, because I gave you a presentation all day. I tried to show you the supply chain. See, I don't just try to drop stuff on your code. I try to build you up to it. Supply chain is already being interrupted. They're already having food shortages. I went to Walmart today, and man, I looked around, I couldn't find almost anything. I went to the dollar store, and almost nothing there. And you don't realize that a lot of stuff, these are all these fires and floods and things, it's destroying your farmland, it's destroying the bread so-called bread basket. That means you most likely you have famine already. It's just using what's in the food warehouses. When that runs out, then you realize you're in a famine. They said, you're going to go hungry like you've never seen before. Because you put hunger on us for 400 years, 500 years. You made us work for hardly no food, and the food you gave us was shit. Cow chips. It says right in the Bible. And human shit too. And shitlings. So now you're going to go hungry. And these folks, they can't fast a whole day. I don't know if they had a plane crash in Peru about 30 years ago. And they were only a mile away from civilization, didn't realize it. After one day, they was eating the dead. After one day, they was eating the dead cold. Slicing up, eating them cold. They have any electricity. They have any of that. It's going to be cold. They have any food. And his heart's failing for fear those things come upon earth. Because the powers of heaven be shaken. Now they realize all this hell is coming on now. And one of the biggest hell for these people is no food. It says in the Quran too. It says they beg for food. Allah gave it to them and says, yeah, but if you don't obey now, I'm going to chastise you great. Now chastise your nation with food. I don't say a specific food, but you get the idea. You got to be in the menu, brothers and sisters. It says, at that time, those in the book, Lamb's book will be delivered. And then those didn't wake up in time. And there's two groups. You didn't wake up in time. Right? Then you got to go to tribulation. Some everlasting life and some everlasting shame upon them. Anytime our demons here, because demons just get wiped out. That's kind of mercy for them in a way. Because some everlasting life, that means those that make the tribulation, they finally got their act together through tribulation. Because as Suleiman went and taught them how to survive the tribulation by teaching them the 5 pillars of Islam, what they rejecting now, 5 mathematical pillars, helped them to get through the tribulation. And that's when they get their mind back. But they got to go through that. Being tracked down and be eaten. And to get in battle and they lose, they're on the menu. Then you got those everlasting shame and appallment. That means forever, right? They're going to be appalled. People are going to be appalled to them. Shame for them. That gets back to the tyrant. I'm not going into that kind of detail, brothers and sisters. But I pretty much make my point here. It says unprecedented trouble, brothers and sisters. And you hear it, and they tell you it's not going to be any food. Yeah, they tell you right now you're going to have food. They tell you right now, but they can't tell you directly. But they tell you the supply chain is a problem. They had a potential strike on the railroads the other day. Remember, they said, man, that would break the supply chain. Food costs is skyrocketing, right? They say they need fertilizer. Why do you need fertilizer from Russia if you got topsoil? They don't have any more. So now they ain't getting that. It says, you don't have to, I need to say, Celeste, if I'm telling you that it's so bad that a woman will give birth in silence since either baby was born, that should tell you everything you know. That means no food. You don't have to look at this. There's no food. And that's desperate. And she don't want her husband and anybody else to know. And she's going to eat it cold, raw, because you can't cook it if their husband around. She don't want them to even know it. And she's doing it. And she must going to eat the baby right there because once she come around them, right, they're going to see she don't have the baby. Where the baby at? And you hear in that whole situation, we're trying to, so my people lost for lack of knowledge because of Farrakhan and Cyrus and Eric and all these clowns. They give you this high rosy idea, oh man, this crazy vision now. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to we America and all this stuff. America belongs to us. Okay. When you find yourself on the menu, bro, says with apple in your mouth, laying down like a little puppy on the table, right? And babe coming towards you, then you know you was told. Because they're going to eat you. That's all about. It tells you that's what it says. You understand? You eat a tree. It told don't eat that tree. And they ate it. They'll eat you. You're going to be the food. They'll corral you like animals. The ones they get. The ones that they can't get to go fighting over there. Help them. And you're going to be, that belongs a blessing for you because you just get killed and die over there. But those in here, We're going to be the food. There's no food around. They're going to crowd you up and concentration camp, whatever you want to call them. And you're going to be the food. You're going to be the food. Okay? That's why demons are going to be fighting. Because we don't want them behind. We don't want them. And the devil dies, they don't use the food. They're desperate. Hope that I'm kind of leaving there, brothers and sisters. I think if you haven't got the point by now, then you're not going to get it. Let's see what else we got here, and then we're going to close out. So I stretch out my hand against Judah. Now, you know where Jew come from? See, Jew come from Judah because they claim, see, that was a top tribe. See, according to their Bible idea, there was 12 tribes. And for instance, I forgot this guy's name, World Tomorrow. They teach this stuff, right? That the Europeans, they were of 11 tribes, right? They turned away from God, right? But Judah stayed with God, right? So, and short for Judah is a Jew. That's why I call them Jews, the tribe of Judah, right? Which is all anyway. And other European tribes represents the other 11 tribes of so-called Israel. See, so that's what we understand that. And so we're talking about, I will stretch out my hand against Judah, talking about the Jews, and against the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Who's inhabiting Jerusalem now? Who's in control of Jerusalem? So you put two together, you come up with the same thing. And I will eliminate the remnant of Baal from this place, and then his adulterous priests along with other priests. Because what's they doing? If you go over there, so they LGBT, right? Pork, all that stuff over there. And you say, well, I thought y'all was supposed. No, all that stuff going over there, gambling, everything else. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Is that it? Is that all? Let's see, let's finish it up and I'm going to close out, brothers and sisters. And those who bow down on the housetops, heaven lights, and those who bow down and swear the Lord, but also swear by Milcom, those who return back from following the Lord, those who have not sought the Lord, nor required of him. See? Well, that's a little off pace here. I don't like to, I'm just, well, actually, I didn't quote the whole chapter. Right, I just trapped this part. I just put the parts that was relevant I was talking about. You read the whole thing in itself. It's in Ezekiel. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there because this is what I was talking about, the food chain, right? So I talked about another previous. I'm not going to here. My previous presentation, food chain, how it could be, how it's dependent upon oil. See? Transportation. So the inflation, how all this facts in what's going on in Russia, what's going on in China, what's going on in Iran affects this. And interrupts could break the whole chain. So I explain all that. See? How you won't find out about it until the last minute. Because all what you're eating now and buying now is what's in the warehouses. But the warehouses being replenished. Now, your question is, are they being replenished? Because if not, then you won't find out until the warehouse run out, and then you find out, hey, there's nothing else. Well, because the farmers, when they produce the food to give it to them, the transportation they couldn't afford to get it because the oil price was too much or whatever, for whatever reason. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. We're going to leave it there. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. That's their plan for you. They know the scripture. Even the sealed Bible, they know they're going to have no food, because I just told you, I read from the school Bible. You don't need to keep the figure. See how there's not be no food. They're going to starve to death. That's when I'm going to let you go, because you're going to be the food. Because they're going to be fighting for their lives, the last battle. And you're going to be the food. It says right there. Adam and Eve, they ate that tree, and that was the end. The day you do it, what's this? The day you do it, the day you will die. And I said one day, miss that year. Don't eat that tree. They don't eat you. I don't know how many ways to say it, brother, sisters. If there has no food and they eat their own children, the children be gray-headed because children can't stay home because they realize that they're being eaten by parents, so they can't stay home. That's why children be gray-headed. And it'll be cold, no heat and everything else. They go in the streets in little street gangs, but then when the gang can't find anybody to eat, they'll start eating the weakest ones in the gang. A time of unprecedented. So you don't understand when they say unprecedented, that's what it means. There's going to be a time, it tells you how it's going to be, how bad it's going to be. There's not going to be any food, no birds, no fish, no anything to eat. So they're going to eat their own. A woman's, she's going to think she's lucky if she's pregnant and she's about to have a baby because I can eat that. All the pets are gone, eating their children. And the children treating their children eating you. I saw many brothers and sisters.